Back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was this one point guard. A point guard who was never good enough to be amongst the best the game had to offer, yet still was always a starter. A point guard who somehow grabbed our hearts and still is in our memory. And that point guard, ladies and gentlemen, is Raymond Felton. He never was in the competition for any awards, and funny enough, he is the same age as LeBron, but NBA hasn't seen him in 5 years already. So how good was he, and what happened to Raymond Felton? Raymond Felton spent his college career in North Carolina. There, in 3 seasons, he averaged 12.5 points and 6.9 assists as the starting point guard. His college performance was enough for the Charlotte Bobcats back then to draft him as the 5th pick in the 2005 NBA draft. Almost right away, he was set as the Bobcats' starting point guard and had a quality season, averaging 11.9 points and 5.6 assists. He had some good highlights, a 31-point game, multiple double-double games, and overall finished 4th in Rookie of the Year voting. In total, Felton spent the first 5 years of his career with the Bobcats. While his production improved, he never really had a good team around him. So in his first 5 years, Felton made the playoffs only one time, and even that playoff trip ended in round 1. In July of 2010, Felton decided to take his talents to New York. In New York, he seemed to feel the best he ever had. He set up his new career highs in points and assists with 17.1 and 9 respectively. He played the most minutes of his career, and the Knicks themselves were in a playoff contention. Unfortunately, the Knicks didn't feel the same way. Well, maybe they did like Felton, but the Knicks traded for Carmelo Anthony, who obviously was a much better player, a superstar, so Felton, as one of the trade pieces, was sent to Denver. In Denver, he became a bench player. He appeared in 21 games for the Nuggets, all coming off the bench, and obviously had a dip in production. Felton obviously wasn't happy to play behind then Denver starting point guard Ty Lawson. He expressed his frustration, and during the 2011 NBA draft, he was traded to his 3rd stop in the league, Portland Trail Blazers. In Portland, he was once again the starter, but there were problems as well. Individually, Felton didn't have a strong year, averaging just 11.4 points and 6.5 assists. He also didn't get along too well with the Blazers head coach Nate McMillan, and the Blazers, as a team, had a bad year, which Felton was also responsible for, shooting just 40.7% from the field and 30.5% from the 3. The split was inevitable, and it happened, as Felton was once again traded back to the New York Knicks. This time around, he wasn't as productive. He was the starter, but this was Carmelo's team now, and Felton was a bit of an afterthought. He spent 2 seasons in New York before exploring the NBA market once again. Not by his choice though. Yeah, you guessed it, he was traded. Traded to the Dallas Mavericks, where his career went on a full decline. In Dallas, he was right away coming off the bench. He started a few games here and there, but he was a bench player now, and nobody else wanted him as a starter, so he had to accept it. Additionally, he also had some legal problems and was even suspended for pleading guilty to gun possession. On the court, during 2 seasons in Dallas, he played in 109 games and averaged 8 points and 3 assists. Comfortably, the worst of his career. He did manage to get a triple-double though back in 2015, as he had 10 points, 11 assists and 11 rebounds in 1 game. After his Dallas stint, he spent 1 year in Los Angeles with the Clippers, also coming off the bench and playing a bit more than 20 minutes per game. And his final stop in the NBA was the Oklahoma City Thunder. For 2 seasons, he was getting a bit more than 15 minutes of playing time per game and managed to help with 6 points and 2 assists. That was it as far as his NBA career went. In total, Raymond Felton in 971 NBA games averaged 11.2 points and 5.2 assists on 41.2% shooting from the field and 32.9% from the 3. He was never one of the best at his position, and maybe you could even say that his career was a little underwhelming. Nevertheless, he spent 14 years in the NBA, so he did good. He last played in the 2018-19 NBA season, and back in 2020 he still had hopes of returning to the league, but he never did. He recently appeared on Run Your Race podcast, and obviously everyone noticed that he has changed quite a bit since we last saw him on a basketball court. I guess he won't return to basketball as far as being a player, but he seemed to be in good spirits, and that's all that matters in the end. So that was the career of Raymond Felton, guys. Do you think he overachieved or underachieved? Could he possibly been an all-star in a different situation? Let me know what you think about Raymond Felton's career by using the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like for the video and make sure to also subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.